Welcome to this month's Midstream Connect, featuring regulatory updates with a highlight in the Utica. I'm your host, Heather Houghton. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank everyone who made this episode possible. As we begin the new year, the biggest infrastructure need in the Marcellus and Utica is takeaway capacity, according to Jason Bennett, partner and co-chair of global projects for Baker Botts. Bennett explains the scheduled production and amount produced will all be regulated by where companies can get to market and what makes the most economic sense. We spoke with Bennett further about regulations in 2017 and beyond and what they mean for the oil and gas industry. Let's start off with what Bennett says is the most interesting question to all of his clients.
The levels at which it could affect policy are numerous. The president himself has a large degree of control over large decisions, directional decisions for the federal bureaucracy. Then coming down a level, who runs the EPA matters. The Army Corps of Engineers, we've seen in the Dakota Access Pipeline, that matters, right? Then you have the FERC, which is going to have a new chairman. It's going to have more Republican commissioners, we would expect, early in the Trump administration. And we probably don't have an extremely clear picture of Trump's views on all aspects of energy policy. It'll be a change. I think we can thoroughly expect that most of the direction of the Obama administration, President Trump's administration, will probably go a different direction, or let's say more towards promotion of things that create jobs. To me, that's really what's at the core of a lot of President Trump's message is we need job creation. And job creation in the oil and gas sector means opening up the ability to produce oil and gas and then getting it to markets. And those markets could be for export, those markets could be for downstream, refinery capacity, they could be for any number of other exports, liquids, or as feedstocks for petrochemical plants, things like that. So I think their view will be that we need to develop those assets. That means developing the upstream and getting things moved across the country to the places where they're needed more efficiently than has been the case. I think what you see in Dakota Access is a very localized issue, but I don't think that's going to change, and it's probably never changed. There's more information than there ever was, and there's more involvement than there ever was, and that's probably a good thing. I think the companies they're building these pipelines do, on the whole, a very good job trying to take into account these concerns, and that's what the whole environmental permitting process is about, or at least one of its major concerns is looking at routing and looking at the environmental effects of where you're putting pipelines and transport and what you're doing there, and whether a better route could be made that would change things. And there are lots of changes that get proposed in the process. The companies work together, I think, fairly collaboratively with the FERC, go to figure out where the pipeline should be, where the transmission capacity is. Obviously, some of them are more political than others. They get made into national political issues, and they sometimes reflect local issues. Sometimes they don't. They just get picked up and gets run with it. But I think the industry has always worked within the framework and responds to this over time. I don't think a lot of companies see a lot of benefit to trying to strong arm local opposition. I think they just try to work around it and find solutions if there are any. Sometimes there's not any good solutions, but on the whole, I think that's what the FERC process is about.
Thanks for watching this month's Midstream Connect. We want to again thank everyone who made this episode possible. Until next time, let's stay connected.
To stay up to date on the most recent HARTE Energy videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here.